शतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. Om, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Partha was enlightened by the Lord Narayana himself, and which was incorporated in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa, the Blessed Mother, the destroyer of rebirth, showering down the nectar of Advaita and consisting of 18 chapters. Upon thee, O Bhagavad Gita, O loving Mother, I meditate. So this is Easter time, and what we are studying is very relevant. Why it is relevant? Because the self never dies. In Christianity also this concept was present. Incarnation, reincarnation. But later somehow it was removed, or you know the reason. So on this occasion I invite Barbara Elsesser to read what she has prepared for today. Come.
I had a 3-hour talk in mind, and Swami said, yes, you can talk for 3 minutes.
No, you can talk, but other people will leave. So we don't know whether they will leave be here for 3 hours, but you can talk. You can continue.
Last I counted, this was 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Okay, for 23 years, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, and Saint Teresa of Lisieux all lived on earth at the same time. Teresa was born when Swami Vivekananda was 10 years old. Swami Asheshananda said, Teresa is a saint, Holy Mother is a saint maker. Teresa represents a life of simple, profound love and humility, often referred to as the little way. Her spiritual path was devotion to her ideal, Jesus Christ. From age 2 on, she consciously wanted to become a religious. Her first word was heaven. She said, from age 3, I began to refuse nothing of what God asked of me. Teresa's mother showed no sign of grief or sadness after one of her children died at birth, and she consoled those around her who grieved by saying, the Lord hath given, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. When Teresa was 4 years old, her mother died of cancer. All 5 sisters became cloistered nuns. I love him more than myself, and in the depth of my heart I am more his than my own. I have never been more than 3 minutes without thinking of him. She placidly fell asleep in the arms of Jesus her love, and let him carry her where he would. He thought for her, spoke for her, acted for her, and loved for her. All her actions were subject to his will. Because she was profoundly humble, Teresa believed herself incapable of climbing the rugged ladder of perfection. She turned her thoughts to the art of becoming smaller and smaller, so God would accept full responsibility for her. To remain so insignificantly small, she had first of all to realize her nothingness, expecting all from God. In her words, strive always to choose not that which is easiest, but that which is most unpleasant. Not that which gives most pleasure, but that which gives no pleasure. choose not that which is greatest, but that which is least. Not that which is restful, but that which is most wearisome. Not that which is loftiest, but that which is lowest and despised. Not that which is a desire for anything, but that which is a desire for nothing, and have detachment and emptiness for Jesus Christ's sake. I want to be always a little grain of sand. Even when I feel nothing that can be offered to him, I give him that nothing. Jesus is all, so you must lose your nothing into his infinite all. Her excess of humility attracted the attention of the whole world. By 13, Teresa had memorized The Imitation of Christ by Thomas à Kempis. At 14, she prayed to save the notorious French criminal Henri Pranzini. As Pranzini was brought before the guillotine, Teresa's prayers increased. At the last second, Pranzini took hold of the crucifix the priest was holding out to him and kissed the sacred wounds 3 times before lowering his head. He became, as Teresa said, my first child. And the experience strengthened her conviction to become a Carmelite nun to help others. That same year, her father took her to Rome so she could ask the Pope in person for permission to enter the Carmelite convent at 15 because the admissible age was 21. Being next in line to kneel before the Pope, there was suddenly a loud announcement that it was absolutely forbidden to speak to the Holy Father. In her words, with a madly beating heart, I was kneeling before the Pope. I kissed his slipper, and he offered me his hand. Then, looking at him with eyes wet with tears, I said, Most Holy Father, I have a great favor to ask. He leaned forward until his face almost touched mine, as if his dark, searching eyes would pierce the depths of my soul. Most Holy Father, I said, to mark your Jubilee, allow me to enter Carmel at 15. The Vicar General of Bayeux, with a look of astonished displeasure, at once said, A Most Holy Father, she's a child who wants to be a Carmelite, and the authorities are now looking into the matter. Very well, my child, His Holiness said. Do whatever they say. Clasping my hands and resting them on his knee, I made a final effort. Oh, Most Holy Father, if you say yes, everybody will be only too willing. He gazed at me steadily and said in a clear voice, stressing every syllable, Come, come, you will enter if God wills. I was going to speak again, but the 2 noble guards urged me to rise. Finally, they had to get me to my feet by the arms. As I was being taken away, the Holy Father placed his fingers on my lips, then raised them to bless me. He gazed after me as I left. At 15, she received permission to enter the Carmelite convent, where she was enveloped by a deep and abiding peace which never left her. She admitted quite simply that not even a second passed by without her thinking about God. At 23, the prioress, one of Teresa's sisters, asked her to write down the story of her life. She was still finishing it when she died of tuberculosis at 24. Then, with inexplicable suddenness, her little book under the title Story of a Soul, the autobiography of St. Teresa of Lisieux, became a worldwide phenomenon, selling more than 500 million copies. It became one of the 10 best-selling books in the history of the world. In 1923, she was beatified by Pope Pius XI, who considered her the star 2 years later, she was canonized by him, and he declared her the greatest saint of modern times. 500,000 people attended the canonization in person. Pope St. John Paul II called her the doctor of the science of love. 100 years after her death, Teresa of the Child Jesus was made the youngest female doctor of the Catholic Church. Unprecedented, her parents became the first couple in history to be canonized together as saints. One of her 4 sisters is now up for canonization, having been taught the little way by Teresa. In 2023, to celebrate Teresa's 150th birth anniversary, UNESCO of the United Nations chose to honor her worldwide for 2 years. Her popularity remains unparalleled, and it is said that St. Teresa has brought about one of the greatest spiritual revolutions that the Holy Spirit has set in motion in the evolution of mankind. I will let fall a shower of roses is a famous promise made by St. Teresa, who is also known as the Little Flower of Jesus. She made this promise shortly before her death, vowing to continue to do good on earth from heaven. Here is a little poem written by St. Teresa for the child Jesus. Before your path, I'd strew rose petals, plucked but an hour, so your little feet, secure and soft, could walk upon a flower. Swami Vivekananda said, like a gentle dew that falls unseen and unheard, and yet brings into blossom the fairest of roses. At the end, Teresa said, I am not dying, I am entering life.
So, just now we have heard about a great life, Saint Teresa. It's great to be a great saint. And these are examples that we should inculcate. As Swami Asheshanandji says, that yes, she was a saint, but Holy Mother was a saint maker. Similarly, Vedanta tries to make each one as saints. It's good to inculcate and to think about, to meditate on such lives. It's very good. But what happens, we start meditating on such lives and we end there. Vedanta, on the other hand, strives to make each one of us as saint. So we should not stop only hearing glorification of saints. Very good examples. We also read various lives. Why? When we hear such qualities, then we are inspired. And there the time starts to grow those qualities in our own self. Then it is worthwhile. So here what we are studying? If we can understand what we are studying here, each one of us will be saints. And it is, when Jesus in past and in a country unknown to us from here, like Nazarene or that Middle East, it's a difficult place. So naturally what happens, our mind goes, that could happen that time, but it's not possible now. But Vedanta here says here and now. This is the difference. It is not to undermine anything, but it is to emphasize, to underline. The most important thing is that we should not leave something because somebody else did. Rather, we should try to inculcate these qualities within us. And that is what is being said. So let us go back what we are considering in Bhagavad Gita. It is not bereft of us. It is not other than us. Every day this happens with us. Now consider, we are in waking state and we see this whole universe with all animals and various creatures, and also all the plants and plant kingdom, all kinds of things. And what happens when we go to sleep? All these as if merges. And next day again it springs up. So this is that every day we experience. Why should not we try to understand this whole universe with our own experience? So that is the point here. So we'll start with our text, as Arjuna asked, what is that which we should know? He asked that kim tad brahma kim adhyatma, that his question was, Prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetragyam evacha etat vedutum ichchami jnanam geyam cha keshava. What is to be, first what is Prakriti, what is Purusha? We'll deal with this now, Purusha and Prakriti. Because whatever is created, it is a combination of two, Prakriti and Purusha. And what is Kshetra and Kshetragya? So in reply to Kshetra and Kshetragya, he said, this idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate. This body is a field. He's not talking about something else from outside, or which is situated outside, but which is within our understanding. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate. And etad yo vetti tat kshetragya. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate. Etad yo vetti tam prahu kshetragya. So two things is clear. One is, which is kshetra. We have a field. Every day we cultivate and we grow potatoes, tomatoes. But this field is verily able to produce what is that divinity. That divinity, it does not produce it, it manifests. So idam shariram kaunteya kshetram itya vidhiyate etad jo vetti tam prahu kshetragya etad vida. Now, who is kshetragya? Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi. Know for certain that I am the kshetragya. I am the knower of self. I am the knower of this body and this field. Kshetra jnanam yattaj jnanam matam mama. And not only to know what is the knower of Brahman, what is the knower of this field, but the field also, the whole thing is to be known. Kshetra, kshetra gyayor jnanam. Yatta is jnana. What is jnana? What is knowledge? Knowledge is about the kshetragya, the knower of self, knower of this field, and also the field. Both. Nothing is despised. Okay, then what are the qualities? Those are helpful to cultivate this. Those are enumerated. Amanittam, adambhittam, ahimsa, kshantirarjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, thairyam, atma vinigraha, indriyartheshu vairagyam, anahankara evacha. All these are qualities which are enumerated, which will be helpful to know the field, kshetragya, this field, here. No need of going outside in a yard to cultivate. We are to cultivate here. And kshetragya, knower of this field, is also present here. We are to cultivate here. So, in short, let me read because these are very important. Humility, unpretentiousness, non-injury, forbearance, uprightness, service to the teacher, purity, steadfastness, self-control, the renunciation of sense objects and also absence of egotism, reflection on the evils of birth, death, old age, sickness and pain, and non-attachment, non-identification of self with son, wife, home and the rest, and constant even-mindedness in the occurrence of the desirable and the undesirable. So these are various qualities that those are helpful to understand who is the knower of self, knower of this field, and what is this field. Not only here, spread all around. It is not outside of me. It is within that. But to start with here. Now he says that I'll tell what is to be known. And there we have already explained in various ways. But let us consider ourselves. What is to be known? We want to know the whole world. There are so many things to know. But we hardly want to know about ourselves. But here he is underlining what is that which is to be known. Why it is so? Because if we can know this, then immortality is achieved. So this is important because as of now we die every moment. All the time we are dying. But if we can know this, then there is no death. There is no resurrection. Because it is life and life alone that exists. Life means not vibrating. That's vibrating is one state only. But vibration or no vibration, that alone remains. So, jneyam yat tat pravakshami yajgatva amritam ashnute. Amritam ashnute, not a small thing. Immortality, you'll get immortality. I shall describe that which has to be known, knowing which one attains to immortality. The beginningless, supreme Brahman, it is called neither being nor not being. It is called neither being nor not being. So amritam ashnute. We always calculate what is favorable for me, what is good for me. Even when we invest, say $100, we see which will give me more return. But this is the most paying, most rewarding. If we can know this, and it is within us, there is nowhere to go, then everything is transfixed. Then there is no mortality. Now that these are, you may think it is riddle, but it is not. Sarvata pani padam tat sarvata ukshishiromikam sarvata srutimalloke sarvam abrita tishtati. He is existing, covering all kinds of things, all shapes and forms. Everywhere is his face, everywhere is his hands, mouth, feet. But he is that who is present in everything. He alone is to be known. He alone is to be inculcated. With hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, hands and mouths everywhere, with ears everywhere in the universe, that exists, pervading all. So this is to be known, who exists pervading all, taking the help of all appearances. All appearances, but that exists. That is to be known. And again, signs, he is giving another sign. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam. He is peeping through all senses, as it were. As Sri Ramakrishna said, that it is like peeping, people are peeping through pillowcases. Sarvendriya vivarjitam. But he is bereft of all senses, because then only he can manifest in and through anything. If he is limited, identified with something, then he cannot be manifested through others. That is why to say that he is so subtle that he can be present in anything and everywhere. So sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarvabhrityaiva nirgunam gunabhoktricha. Asaktam. That means devoid of all attachment or relativity. Absolute. Asaktam. Not incapable. Asaktam, that means not tinged. He is so free everywhere. See, like space is free. That's why it can permeate anywhere and everything. So shining by the functions of all the senses, yet without the senses, absolute, yet sustaining all, devoid of gunas, yet they are experiencer. You are the experiencer. So this person, this entity is to be experienced. Who is the experiencer? Who experiences everything. And because whose shine, everything shines. Shining by the functions of all the senses, yet without the senses. Why without the senses? Because if he has got senses, then he cannot manifest in other senses. So, shining by functions of all the senses, yet without the senses, absolute, yet sustaining all. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. In its presence, everything shines. As sun shining, everything is illuminated. So this, when we say this, then we try to find where it is. Not where it is. Look within. Because of this shine, everything is shining. Okay, this is difficult. So we have been given a help by our gurus. An object of meditation is given. Meditate on him. And gradually you'll find that you are absent and he is present. Actually, it is you in a divine form. So, yet sustaining all, devoid of all gunas, yet they are experiencer. Who is experiencing? It is you. Who is creating this whole world? It is you, your real self. It is not that we are to consider something else. Now he is Bahi Antascha Bhutanam. He is within and he is without. Bahirantascha Bhutanam. Acharam charam evacha. And acharam means that which does not move, and whatever moves, that is chara. So he is inside, he is outside. Who is inside and outside? You. Within you, you are there. Without and outside of you is also you. Bahi antascha bhutanam. Acharam charam evacha. And that which is moving and which is not moving, it is you. You are conceiving all these. Tadejati tannejati taddure tadvantike. He is as if vibrating. He is not vibrating. It's all because of your awareness, your consciousness. You perceive this consciousness. Tadejati, tannejati, taddure tadvantike. He is far away and he is closer than. Closest of close. Tadvantike. Tadantarascha. Tadantarascha sarvasya tadu sarvasya bahyata. That means he is within. Tadantarasya sarvasya. He is within everything. You know what is antar and bahir? We generally think this is skin. Skin is outside. And within that skin is me. But think of yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, various ideas, all are floating in your consciousness. So they are outside of you. So whatever you think it is outside, actually it is within you. It is within the purview of yourself. So you cannot say it is outside or within. Or you can say both. It is within and outside also. So bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charam evacha. Acharam charam evacha. Whatever is moving and not moving, all are happening in your consciousness. Therefore, this is to be known. Sukshmatvat avijñayam. It is very subtle. That is why it is difficult to understand. And it cannot be known as object. Why it cannot be known as object? Because you are the knower. How can you objectify yourself? Even when you are thinking I am this and this, that's also objectification. Therefore, sukshmatvat avijñayam, not, it shines. It is there. It is in its presence. But it is not to be known as outside. Durastham cha antike chatat. He is far away for those who are not mindful about it, who do not try to understand, who are without discrimination, ignorant person. For them it is far away. Somewhere God is sitting on seventh heaven. But those who are courageous, for them he is within. Antike chatat. He is far away and he is without and within all beings. The unmoving. See, these are various words are taken. We have to understand what is being said. It is the consciousness, it is our awareness, Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, that which is pervading everything. And that is within and that is without, everywhere. It is Him and Him alone. Without and within all beings, the unmoving and also the moving. Because of its subtlety, incomprehensible. Incomprehensible, like it is not understood by ordinary mind, but it is understandable by pure mind. And pure mind means what? Sri Ramakrishna said, pure mind, pure intellect, and pure self is the same thing. That is why when you are meditating, what you are doing? You are eliminating all other things. You are concentrating on your chosen ideal. As you eliminate and fix your mind on your chosen ideal, gradually you become that. So, bahir antascha bhutanam acharam charam evacha sukshmatvat avijñeyam durastham cha antike cha tat. Without and within all beings, the unmoving and also the moving. So this we have to identify. What is that? That can be said. When we say moving something, who is the cause of movement? And who is, when it is not moving, who is resting? Even not resting. In its presence, everything is happening. Because of its subtlety and incomprehensible. It is far and near. For ignorant people, it is far, far away. But for the knower, it is very much here, as of now. Brihatcha tad. Anyway. Shokshmatvat anupalabdhir. So this is very subtle, that's why it is difficult to experience. That is why mind is to be trained. Mind is to be trained with those disciplines that is enumerated before. Now, another way of saying this, avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam eva cha sthitam. He is residing, he is existing as undivided self, though apparently it is all divided. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam eva, as if vibhakta. Even if you ask scientists, they will say, this is the whole ocean of existence, matter. They will say matter. From here to the galaxies, everywhere it is matter and matter. It's a great ocean of matter. But actually, is it matter? When we see outside, we call it matter, but it is the spirit that alone exists. Even scientists also will say that if there is no observer, we do not know what it is. When we have observer, then only we can understand it has taken a shape. Otherwise, we do not know what state the matter exists in. So this self is the basis. This experiencer is the basis. This observer is the basis of the whole existence, whether it is existing, whatever we say existing, or non-existing, whatever we say absence of existence. So this is because of the self. Avibhaktam cha bhuv. And it is not divided as if divided. It looks like divided. That is why if you see somebody suffering, you also suffer. Even animal suffers, you suffer. Because all are connected. You cannot see a tree is being cut. It's because all are connected. So it is all undivided. It looks like divided. Bhuta bhrit, bhartricha. Bhuta bhrit means that who sustains all being. Who sustains? When this self is there, then only everything is sustained. Bhuta here, Panchabhut also, and Bhuta here means all being. Panchabhuta means Kshiti, Ap, Tej, Marut, Vyom, like space and air, all matter, it's Panchabhuta. So he is the sustainer. Eko devo bahudha sannivishta tamekosi bahutanu pravishta. So you are one, you are the self, you are one, as if you have entered in everything. Indrasya atmanam shatadha charantam ekah san bahudha vichacharaha. Various quotations are there. All means the same thing, that it is the same self who is manifesting this whole world. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti, ekam santu bahudha kalpayanti. So bhuta bhrit cha taj geyam, that is to be known. This alone is to be known. And when this is known, then everything is known. Grasishnu Prabhavishnu cha. At the time of creation, you are Prabhavishnu because you create, you generate. And Grasishnu at the time of pralaya, that means dissolution of this creation, you absorb it. And you do every day. Every day when you wake up, you create the whole world. And when you go to sleep, you absorb the whole world. It is you. You means not this physical you. You means your real self. Jyoti sham api tad jyoti. Now again, this all we have all gone through, but this is very important. This is Upanishad. Jyoti sham api tad jyoti. He is the light of all lights. The light even of lights. It is said to be beyond darkness. Knowledge and that one thing to be known, the goal of knowledge, dwelling in the hearts of all. Tat subhram jyotisham jyotihi tat yadatma vidoh viduhu. This is to be meditated on. Who is this who is shining within us? And because of whose shine, the whole world is shining. This is to be meditated on. That's why Swami said, Jyotira Jyoti Ujala Hridi Kandar Tumi Tamo Bhanjanahar. You are the remover of darkness, and you are shining in the cave of my heart. Jyotira Jyoti, you are shine. Because of that shine, everything shines. Jyoti shamapi tad jyoti tamasaha param uchyate. That is beyond tamas. Tamas means ignorance, ajnana, knowledge. Beyond darkness. Knowledge and the one thing to be known, the goal of knowledge, dwelling in the hearts of all. Okay. So dwelling in all hearts, we cannot say, no, I cannot do it because he lives somewhere else. But he lives within us verily. He verily lives within us. So the light of lights, it is said to be beyond darkness. It's not something mysterious. And so nicely it is presented that we cannot but admit this. Knowledge and the one thing to be known. As Sri Ramakrishna said, to know one is knowledge, and to know many is ignorance. Simple definition. It's a wonderful definition. So we have to know this one, then all are to be known. All will be known. Okay, we go forward. Iti kshetram tata jnanam gyeyam choktam samasata. In short, I have told you what? Kshetram and kshetragya. And jnayam, jnanam, what is to be known? This knowledge is different, as I already said. This knowledge is not objective knowledge. If we know something, we know, okay. But this knowing is becoming. Jnanam, jnayam, what is to be known? That also I have said. Samasataha, in short. Madbhakta etad vijnaya madbhavaya upapadyate. My God. He said, my devotees, when they know this, they attain to me. Thus, kshetra, the kshetra means field, knowledge, jnanam, and that which has to be known have been briefly stated. Knowing this, my devotee is fitted for my state. You know, Sri Krishna is giving his everything. My devotee will attain not only me, my state. So, it is not to praise only a saint, to become a saint. He is giving the key. This is the key. Take it. But we grow up in darkness because we need to practice those disciplines to understand this. Key is given. Everything is in our presence. Madbhakta etad vijnaya. By knowing this, my devotees attain my state. Madbhakta etad vijnaya madbhavaya upapadyati. Madbhavaya upapadyati. So, devotees, they don't want to. We don't want to become sugar. We want to eat sugar. The attitude. Satyapi bhedapagame tavaham na mamakinastam. Even Sri Ramakrishna sometimes would like to separate himself. But he said, what is that? Great expanse of water. And one makes a marking on the water by his finger. This example also Sri Ramakrishna has given. So he marks, this is me and that is you. But this marking is only namesake. So though devotees want to keep separate identity, it's only for enjoyment. Otherwise, what is the fun? You are on seventh heaven and you are just alone. So devotees have got a different attitude. Samudra hi taranga kvachana samudro na taranga. It is the wave of the ocean. Not waves belong to ocean, but not waves. No, waves belongs to the ocean, not ocean belongs to the waves. So this is their argument. That's no problem. So we go to the next, though it is, but it's good to go forward. Prakritim purusham chaiva vidyanadi ubhavapi. Now he asked that question also. What is Prakriti? What is Purusha? And we have heard these words number of times. Prakriti and Purusha. And even in Gita also we have heard it. This is originally from Sankhya. Prakriti and Purusha. There is a Bahu Purushavad. Prakriti is one. Because this Prakriti, this nature, is one, because you are also here, I am also here. But you are different, I am different. So Bahu Purushabad. But here Bhagavan, what Bhagavan says, know thou that Prakriti and Purusha are both beginningless. Why it is beginningless? From Advaitic standpoint, because it belongs to the all-powerful. That means Prakriti is not outside of him. As Sri Ramakrishna said, when he is not creating, preserving and destroying, I call him Brahman. When he is creating, preserving and destroying, I call him Kali or Adya Shakti, Kali. Now, are they two different? No, they are not different. They are the same entity, obverse and reverse of the same coin. Is Sri Ramakrishna said something new? Not really. We have heard this in the 7th chapter, that I have two Prakriti, one is Para Prakriti, one is Apara Prakriti. Para Prakriti, what is Para Prakriti? Supreme Prakriti, who creates, preserves and destroys. And Apara Prakriti, that's Apariyamitasthanyam Prakritim Vidhi Me Param. All this, whatever you see, it is Apara Prakriti. Not to be confused. This Prakriti, what we see, is projected. And therefore it is Apara, lower Prakriti. But he who projects, that is Para Prakriti. Both are Prakriti. And this Prakriti, when it comes with Purusha, Purusha plus Prakriti is called Ishvara. Purusha plus Prakriti is called Ishvara. So, in the 4th chapter also, there Bhagavan said that Prakritistvām adhishtabhyam sambhavami atma mayaya. I take control of Prakriti and I create myself. So it is the same entity who is Brahman, unattached, untainted, no qualities, independent self. The same, when he wants to create, we call him Ishvara or Para Prakriti, Supreme Prakriti. He is Mayadhisha. He is the controller of Maya. And those which are created is called controlled or Mayadhina, who are under Maya. So Apara Prakriti, lower Prakriti. Same Prakriti, lower Prakriti and higher Prakriti. So Prakriti as of now one, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva. Purusha, Puri Shayanat, who is residing within the Puri, the gate, within the city of 9 gates, Puri, or Purnatvatva, or who is Purna, means whole, is full, all pervading. So, who is that? That's the Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. Existence, awareness and bliss. So, Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, he is Purusha, and Prakriti, his power, we can say. That is why Prakriti is not inert. In its presence, in the presence of Brahman, it creates, preserves and destroys. So Prakritim Purushanchaiva Vidyanadhi Ubhavapi. Both are like two parallel lines. Prakriti and Purusha. Why parallel lines? They are both are one. But for understanding, we have to say these are two different. Know thou that Prakriti and Purusha are both beginningless. And know thou also that all modifications of gunas are born of Prakriti. So Prakriti and Vikriti, Vikar. Prakriti gradually deteriorates. So, like let us take the example of our waking every morning. So first everything is merged, everything is together. And then gradually it manifests. And then we understand everything is distinct. This is my chair, this is my table, this is my bed, this is my room. So all are differentiated. But before that it is all one. So one gradually manifests as many. So vikara. So that's called vikara. Vikara means modification. Various modification and taking various shape. Vikaranscha gunanscha. Like milk becomes yogurt. So that's vikara. Similarly, as if this world has become, it will go to unity tonight and tomorrow morning again it will expand. So vikaranscha gunaschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan. It is because of Prakriti this happens. So this is within us also. One is Purusha, who is residing within the city of 9 gates, and whatever is outer expression, that is Prakriti. Know thou that Prakriti and Purusha are both beginningless. So one common thing is there, beginningless. Both are beginningless. Why beginningless? Because really Prakriti is not different from Purusha. And in Prakriti, time starts. So as of now, we are in Prakriti. So we have a time sense. Today, yesterday, tomorrow. But this Prakriti, when it was merged, what time it was? So when you got up this morning, before that, imagine that you were in deep sleep. Was there any time? Time also was merged. So time is created by Prakriti. Even space is created by Prakriti. Even scientists also will say, we do not know what it is. Until or unless there is an observer, they cannot say what it is. As observer means that's when the system takes on. So Prakriti is the system, and system is with Purusha. Therefore, both are not two different entities. That is why it is the beginningless. When it started, nobody knows. Why? Because time is a concept. Time only is a concept. Previously we thought time is a fundamental existence. But Einstein showed that no, it's not fundamental. It is only a relative. And he called it fourth dimension. This is a quantinuum, time-space quantinuum. So time is also conceived in the process. So we are not scientists, we are not going there. But what we understand from our daily experience, when we wake up, then only our time starts. You may argue, no, before that also there was time, yesterday. That is also concept. That is also our concept. We think that way. So in this time frame, we think that there was yesterday and there will be tomorrow. But suppose you go tonight to deep sleep. Where are those ideas? But again, when you wake up, then again that will come up. So Prakriti and Purusha is present here. Every day you experience this Prakriti and Purusha. So these are beginningless. When it started, nobody knows. Because time is a continuum. So this is a framework. So Prakritim Purushanchaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. Vikaranscha Gunashchaiva. Vikar. What is vikar? That's evolution, modifications. And guna. Guna means three gunas. Three gunas means sattva, rajas and tamas. So these are because of Prakriti. From Prakriti, these are formed. Know thou that Prakriti and Purusha are both beginningless. And know thou also that all modifications and gunas are born of Prakriti. So, from Prakriti, everything, whatever you see like a screen. If you switch off, it is all inert. But when it is on, then what happens? Some blinks. On, off, on, off. Then we see something, some images. So, one thing is common. What is that? Beginningless. Are there no other differences? Differences are there. What are the differences? So, first thing is consciousness. Say Purusha is conscious. So are you conscious? Yes, Swami, I am conscious. So this is your experience. I am not asking you to answer like in affirmation. But this is your experience. I am conscious. But Prakriti is not conscious. See, this is inert. So one difference we can see. One thing is conscious, one thing is not conscious. One is Chetana. Chetana means conscious. Sat, Chit. Chit means Chetana. Chaitanya. Here it is consciousness, awareness. I understand. I'm thinking. So thinking is also understanding. See, I'm thinking, this thought is that I understand I am thinking. So one difference is this. Then nirvikara. This, say when we are thinking or we are talking, I am conscious. Within you someone is there who is not affected by anything. In its presence everything is happening, nirvikara. Whereas Prakriti has vikara. It has modification. So like this computer, one time it will be broken. Everything that is built up, that will be destroyed. So this vikara is natural in Prakriti. Whereas in Purusha, it is not vikarashil. It is constant, never changing. So Prakriti. So one is conscious being and Prakriti is unconscious. So we are to cultivate this awareness, this consciousness. I am conscious being. And second is I am nirvikar. Nirvikar means within me someone is without any taint, without any change. So this is to be cultivated. And then it is beyond all gunas, all kinds of qualities, all kinds of activities, all kind of darkness and even beyond light. Light shines, this light shines because of this light. So this is to be cultivated. So nirguna, when it is nirguna, then only all qualities are capable of its qualities. So matter is saguna and savikara. So one thing is chetana and jada. Consciousness or prakriti is chetana and this prakriti is jada. Matter, energy. Matter or energy also interconvertible. And second is nirvikara. Within us, something is there which never changes. And this prakriti all the time changes, vikar. And within us, something is there which is untouched by any gunas, any qualities, any activities. And whereas this prakriti has got various changes. That's why with qualities, saguna. And physical qualities, chemical qualities, or metallurgical, or so many things all are included. And another thing is, the awareness is independent. It is not dependent on anything else. In its existence, everything exists. Whereas Prakriti cannot have independent existence. So it is called Sat. The self, it exists, so it is Sat, existence, awareness. And this Prakriti is projected in your Sat every day, and it is taken away every day. So it is not Sat. It is a technical term. That which seems to exist, but in reality it does not exist. So that's called mithya. Mithya is not falsity. Mithya is not illusion. We see it, we experience it, we cannot say it does not exist. Most probably myth has come from there. Mithya. Mithya means it's a technical term. It exists, but it exists only on surface. And it exists because of the self. So, what are the similarity? Similarity is that it is beginningless, anadi. Because when time starts after prakriti vikriti. When we wake up, then time starts. When we are asleep, no time. So time starts, therefore, time starts with our awakening. So we can safely say that when Prakriti and Purusha was there, it is beginningless. And what are the difference? One is Chetana. Purusha is Chetana, conscious. But Prakriti is Jada. See, so many things are Jada. Material, energy. And then Purusha is Nirvikara, untainted, not changing. And it does not matter to anything. Sometimes lots of pain comes. But Purusha is, suffers it out. Nirvikara. It exists. Like a storm, lots of storm comes, but a mountain is unmoving. Similar. Achala, Atala, Sumerubat. But Prakriti is changing all the time. In a storm we can see so much of changes. And second is Nirvikara. Third is Nirguna, without any tinge of qualities or even movement. Guna is not quality, so the Nirguna means all kinds of changes. But Prakriti has got changes. And Purusha is independent, but Prakriti is dependent. And in Upanishad there is one shloka, it's very nice. Mayam tu prakritim vidyan, mainam tu Maheshwara. Maheshwara means the great Lord. Great Lord again, don't see outside, is here. He is Mai, means he possesses this Prakriti. So Maya, I said this Maya. So Mithya, actually Mithya, not Mithya. It's Maya. It's as if it does exist, it does not exist. Even scientists also cannot say that whether it exists or not non-existent. And 3 scientists were given Nobel Prize to prove that this world does not exist. Yeah, they got Nobel Prize also. So, this is a not mystery, this is open secret. It's open secret. We experience every day. In and through this we experience everything, but we don't experience. We suffer all the time. So, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaranscha. Oh, we have exceeded time. Okay, sorry. Purusham Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktitte Heturuchyate. Okay, we'll take up next time. Prakriti and Purusha, yes. The time.
Yeah, Purusha.
Prakriti.
Swami,
Yeah.
you said at the beginning that this came from the Shakya philosophy, this kind of bipolarness of Purusha and Prakriti. And yet, we find in other aspects of the Vedanta philosophy, the same things like Shiva and Shakti. Like...
Same thing.
I know, but like why?
Shiva Shakti, without Shiva, Shakti alone is not competent, and without Shakti, Shiva is also not competent to create, preserve and destroy. So, and those are not two different, both are same.
But these two are really just part of the same.
Actually, this Prakriti Purusha, how to depict? So, Shiva Shakti.
Okay, so it's just for different temperaments, it's really just the same thing.
Same thing.
I have a question too.
Okay, just a minute. Just give me. It is like this. Same person. Okay, in what happened, to show this, a devotee, he said, I'll worship only Shiva, no Parvati. So, what Shiva did, he became Shiva, male, and half female, Parvati. But devotee was such a staunch devotee, look, close this, not to see that, and only put flower on 1 foot. But this is, both are one. Sri Ramakrishna said in a nice way. He said, a Brahmin, when he is cooking, he is called Pujari. He is a cook. When he is doing puja, he is called Pujari, means worshipper. Same Brahmin. So, this pujaritva, that means the worshipping act, as if that's the Prakriti. There is only one entity, there are not many. Neha nanasti kinchana, here there are not many. But we see many. How to explain that? That is why Prakriti. And Prakriti is not dependent. It is dependent, not independent. Means it is the same person, as Sri Ramakrishna said. Brahmin, when he is worshipping, worshipper. When he is cooking, cook. So this adjunct, as if separates, but actually it's not separate. So this is here, as Sri Krishna says, okay, let us take it as parallel line. Both are existing for infinite. What is that? beginningless. When it started, nobody knows, because the time concept is also in Prakriti. Yes,
Um,
concept of time is in Prakriti, yes.
so I was thinking about how you were describing Purusha and Prakriti as Nirguna and Saguna. So is it that we can think of Purusha as the unified existence and Prakriti as the potential of everything in existence?
Okay, just think about yourself, within you, dive within. There is some entity which is not tainted by anything. Say you are talking, this talk is changes, but there is something which never changes within you. So that is Purusha who never changes. No qualities, you cannot define by anything. That's your being. And whatever definition, etc., you'd give, it all belongs to outside of you. That is Prakriti. So that's why it is not, this philosophy is not, it's a jargon. No, it is, you can experience here and now. It's not play of words or games. It looks like, but actually it is depending on your own experience. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamivavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Holy God, we praise thy name. Lord, in heaven within adore thee. Infinite thy vast domain, everlasting is thy reign. Rejoice, rejoice, the Lord of love is here. Rejoice, rejoice, the Lord of love is here. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see, they shall see, they shall see God. Renew your mind, pray to feel His grace, transform your life and live within His love. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see, they shall see, they shall see God. The Father is not far from you. He loves you so. Father is the nearest of the near. Open up your mind. Open up your heart. Surrender your soul to Him. Rejoice, rejoice, the kingdom's now at hand. Rejoice, rejoice, speaks the Son of Man. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see, they shall see, they shall see God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see, they shall see, they shall see God. Rejoice, 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 rejoice. The Lord of light is here.